Basketball is back. Man, color me excited. I am so excited that basketball is back that I'm going to do a show by myself. Yes, this is Cortez Paul, the Ball's Not Court podcast. As I mentioned before, Kevin is on his honeymoon. And so this will be me talking about the sport that I love, my number one love of my life, basketball, game that I grew up and admire so much. And, you know, us basketball hoop heads that, you know, the NBA Twitter and everybody else involved is very excited for tip-off weekend, night. And yeah, man, I'm so excited for basketball to come back. So I'm going to cover the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. I'm going to hop into all that. I have the Hardwood Nation, CL Anthony. He got his thoughts on some of the season early headlines, so you'll hear from him later on the podcast. But right now, you got all me, baby. All me. So obviously you've been listening for years and know who I am and know that I'm a big Magic fan, first and foremost. Been a Magic fan since I go all the way back since I was like 5 or 6, since I comprehend basketball. And I'm very excited for basketball in particular, including their season this year. They went back to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. And so there's a lot of optimism around Church Street down here in Orlando, downtown Orlando. So I know our season, my team season kicks off tomorrow. But, you know, you got the lucky 4 teams that kick off tonight. So, like I said, I'm very, very excited. And I'm going to go into basically my team first. And, you know, what I think about the Magic in general. Their season coming up. And then I covered the whole NBA pretty much in spectrum. So, some of the things I read on the forum, I know we had this going around here, and I figured that me being a fan of my team, I'd do this first. So my thoughts on the Magic is there were some questions that were asked, and I'm going to answer them. The first question being, what will the Magic record be in 2019 and 2020? My prediction for their record is they have 45 wins, 37 losses. And will they make the playoffs? I got them yes. And I believe they will be the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. And who will lead the Magic in points per game? I got Nikola Vucevic, just a shade under 22 points per game. Magic in rebounds per game. Who will lead them? I got Nikola Vucevic again, a shade under 11. Also the Magic, who will lead the Magic in assists per games. Got Markelle Fultz at 5.6 assists per game. Who will lead the Magic in steals per game. I got Jonathan Isaac at 1.8 steals per game. Who will lead the Magic in blocks per game. I got Mo Bamba at 2. Orlando will have an all-star. If yes, who? I think Vucevic get back there for a second time. He'll be our only all-star. Less depends on what the record would be and who else might step up. Possibly could be Aaron Gordon, could be Terrence Ross. But like I said, that depends on the record, you know. But if my team does pretty well, I just only think that Vucevic should be the only all-star that we got from the Magic. So who have the best and worst net rating on the Magic. I got Vooch at +6 and Mo Bamba at -1.5. Not a knock on him. He's still growing, still trying to learn this game a little bit. So I just think that he just got to stay healthy and get the most minutes he can to try to, grow his game a little bit. And would a Magic make a trade during the regular season? I don't think they'll make a trade. Should predict 3 bold things that will happen to the Magic this season. Must be something not obvious. So bold prediction for the Magic. I think the Orlando Magic will eventually pop off a 10-game winning streak. They will be the best defensive team in the league. And Jonathan Isaac will become a 35% three-point shooter. So those are my bold predictions. We'll see if those actually happen. And we will get right into it with the Balls Not Court Podcast season preview. Let's get this show on the road. All right, so in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to start with the East. Some of the storylines that come out of the East is you got Philadelphia, who added Al Horford to the stacked front line. It's an expensive team, so it definitely mean high expectations. You're paying Tobias Harris $180 million, and Ben Simmons got his contract extension, and that's worth about $169 million. So this team is very, very loaded in the front court and got a lot of size. So you see what Philly do come out the East with. Now you got Al Horford, that in case, Joel Embiid. I'm not going a little bit more of that, but that front line is pretty stacked. Milwaukee storyline is they had a fantastic regular season, had the best record in the NBA, but can they bounce back from that Eastern Conference loss? Well, they won 2, and then after that, they lost 4 straight. And then how would they recover from losing the key piece in Malcolm Brogdon? Malcolm Brogdon departed to the Pacers, but Milwaukee did add on a few more pieces and then signed back Chris Middleton to a multi-year contract. And they got 2 brothers on there, so now you got Brooke and Robin Lopez on the same team. Robin is going to provide the toughness on that team and get some rebounds and pretty much get off the bench player. So storyline for Toronto, they are your defending champions. They go on this title defense without one key piece, and Kawhi Leonard, which you all know he departed to the West. And then so the management brass decided to go ahead and up Pascal Siakam and up his contract, and they got him renegotiated for 4 years, $130 million, and he looks to be their main piece, their star going forward. As we know, Siakam has improved every year. He was a key piece in their key run last year to the NBA playoffs, and was a big component to their success in the NBA Finals. They still got a lot of the same pieces. They just missing Kawhi Leonard, of course, but they still got Marc Gasol. They still got Kyle Lowry. They still got Fred VanVleet. So a lot of their core pieces are still intact. OG Anunoby, who didn't really play much last year, he's back healthy. So we'll see how that team looks going forward when the season starts tonight. They get their banner race tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans, if I didn't say that already. Boston Celtics added former Charlotte star and former UConn star back in the New England area. They added Kemba Walker to the team, but they did lose some integral pieces in Kyrie and Al Horford. So now you really wonder if they're going to progress or regress. They still got talented forwards and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward. They got Marcus Smart playing the guard. So he's bringing another tough, tenacity defense on the side of the ball hawk on the defense side of the ball. So Boston is an interesting team, but you wonder if they also added Enes Kanter as well. So you just wonder how they're going to look going forward with some pieces that's missing, and a lot of teams are still pegging them to do pretty well, regardless of some of the pieces they had last year. The Orlando Magic, who went 22-9 to end the season last year, they kept some of the same core while adding depth at the 4 spots. They added Al-Farouq Aminu. They added Chuma Okeke, who is going to be basically redshirting this season. This is a team that upgraded that 4 spot from Jarrell Martin and other pieces that was on his team. Markelle Fultz, who they traded for in midseason, he's been cleared to play and played preseason. So a lot of this team is still intact. They signed Nikola Vucevic back. Terrence Ross is back. Michael Carter-Williams is back. The Orlando Brass is banking on continuity to see if they can progress in this season. Will it pay off? A lot of teams got caught by surprise by Orlando, so they know who Orlando is now. Those teams won't be surprised anymore. How will Orlando respond to this? Now that they know that they got to let target on their back, as Aaron Gordon has said in his preseason interviews. So teams are aware of Orlando now, so you can't catch them off guard. But folks do add a different element that Orlando didn't have the last few years. This is a guy that gets to the rim and can create shot, off penetration, pick and roll player. The shot is still not there, but he does impact the games in other ways. Magic fans must show patience with folks while he goes through this season. The Miami Heat added Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is definitely one of those guys that you recognize as an all-star in this league. One of the better two-way players in this league. He fit Miami build to the T. Very aggressive attitude, speaks of the Heat culture. But also, Miami need to focus on the growth of their young players. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, who's been having a fantastic preseason. This team still got Goran Dragic and all these other pieces that's on this team that still made Miami a pretty good, solid team to deal with. But the question that's been asked in Miami, when or could or if are they going to add a sidekick for Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler's going to run with this core. There's been talks about Chris Paul maybe getting traded there. So you don't know. Is this going to be a showcase for some of the players to actually trade to Oklahoma City to get Chris Paul there and have Butler and Paul play the tandem backcourt in South Beach? And how would this all work out? Because, they still have the longest tenure coach in the East, in Eric Spoelstra. And so he's one of the better coaches in the NBA and does a pretty good job with his team and not had him competing for a near playoff spot last year. So how will Miami progress? Will Miami bounce back? Now they got a star. That's a start. They do got a star down there. How are they going to add more pieces to this team? The Indiana Pacers added Malcolm Brogdon from the Milwaukee Bucks as a sidekick for Victor Oladipo when he returned from his quad injury. This is a team that didn't have Victor last year and ended up being fourth in the East. They still got a deep team. They still have Miles Turner. They had Domantas Sabonis. They have, they added Brogdon. They got a lot of talent on that team. So this is an Indiana team that's very well coached by Nate McMillan. They've got to play sound defense, and they run their offense to the T. Very good half-court offensive team with or without Victor Oladipo. But Victor is the icing on the cake for this team. So can they make a strong run until Victor comes back? Can they hold up? Can Malcolm Brogdon kind of, neutralize the show once they come back, once Victor come back, and how long will it take Victor to adjust? He has been cleared for the 5-on-5 drills. So now that's the next step to getting back to play on the court. Brooklyn made a blitz splash, and they signed 2 superstars in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, as you know, came off an Achilles injury in the NBA Finals. It was initially a calf injury.